Flat Earth British, Martin speaking. Hi guys, good to see you. Bit of Glastonbury. So good to see you guys. I'm popping in for a quick post, keep you company for 10 minutes, and talk about some stuff that's on the top of my head. Okay, this is what I usually do. Now, I made a post this morning concerning Teutonic movement, calling it a hoax. This makes no sense to me, okay? I'm a flat earther and a creationist, aka I'm not going to buy that anyway, and I don't buy these vast time spans. Their geological record and everything else is very flawed. I'll get to this on my unravelling of what I've been discovering. If you believe you're on a model, a spinning ball model, spinning at 1,000 miles on the equator, if we were apparently on these rafts on a lava bed that they tell us about, okay, then the centrifuge or the centrifugal force or the rim velocity or whatever you want to call it would gather all of the land masses around the equator, would it not? But it doesn't. So over all of that time, but no, that doesn't happen. No, to my mind, it's bullshit. And when you research, it took up to the 1950s for them to even accept it. Academia, I mean. There's other theories on the table. You need to explain subjection zones and, these mud floods that just come up, and volcanoes can just spring up anywhere. And these fault lines, like the Grand Canyon, what caused that? The river, or the River Colorado, or something else. But in Britain, we have a gorge called the Avon Gorge. This gorge, they say, is an ancient fault line. There's no river running through it. Something's caused that, to me. Electric universe hypothesis, thunderbolts, arcing it up and scattering the Earth in the cataclysm that happened in the past. So that's what I'm thinking. But for this post, I'm going to talk about something completely different. I'm going to talk about foundation stones. Foundation stones. Now, if you follow Flat Earth British, but first things first, whoa. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. I was one of them. Still am. I'm still in my halcyon days, guys. They never end. I'm just saying, come around. Beautiful place. Such a feeling. You can't even tell you. It's where all the ley lines intersect. It's a magical vortex point, and it is. The veil's so thin between dimensions in this place, and everybody knows it. That's why so many people gather there, and they have through antiquity, through time, however long we've been here. They have gathered there, and it's not through the fake antiquity that they go there either. Something else is going on. Okay, it really is. So, my post, foundation stones. Now, it occurred to me. Well, excuse me, my mail is on. It occurred to me that I had photographs that I can't find. It was in a Cardiff Yesterday book of this fella, this high-up mason, by the name of Lord Glanely, who I had photographs. He built or laid the foundation stone with all his Masonic buddies around him. Okay, my local church, the Church of the Resurrection, where I was christened. It's a beautiful church, quite large. Where's my mail? My hangout. Okay. And his photographs of him in, say, 1900, laying his foundation stone. Okay, now I know him. It's from Cardiff. No, I'm not joking. Oh, I'm being called. No, I can't. Sorry. Snooze. For 1 hour. Okay, now I got this photograph, and it occurred to me because I watched a. Now, let me run this out and see if this makes sense. This is where my mind is working, guys. To me, Victorian architecture showed the true shape of the Earth. More than that, it used ritualistic magic. It used sort of geometric skills that are not there now, that these operators in the Victorian era used in their buildings. Now, I'll show you exactly what I mean in a moment, okay? Now, all buildings from the Victorian era that are around now have been protected. They're listed. A massive percentage of these have been demolished and replaced with ugly corporate buildings. Now, all buildings today will not share any of this geometry used by the Victorians. And I will show you exactly what I mean now. None. The Victorians knew a lot of what was going on with reality, and they put it in plain sight for us to see. But because we were the masses, we weren't going to understand, which gives them duper's delight, because they're psychopaths. Okay, not all of them. I'm not just blaming individual Masons, Freemasons, but I'm on about secret societies, and I'm on about the people that rule us. Okay, the rotten core. Okay, the corrupt. Now, so I'm going to take a look at first things first, Cornerstones, and try and understand what the official narrative says that they're for. Okay, now to me, it's ritual magic, because I'm in a building now. It was built in 1936. It's a grade 2 listed building. It's not to be demolished. It's got bath stone windows, transoms. It's quite a solid building. In fact, the walls this thick. It's thick. Okay, it is incredible. It was opened by the King and the Queen, King George and Mary, this building. So it's got some historical status, but it's got that same geometry on the architecture outside, and it's got all Victorian architecture. Now, I've watched a video this week by a brother, a flat earther, by the name of For the Love of the Truth. Okay, he's awesome. And hi, brother. Okay, this is how I like to live. I'm going from campfire to campfire and sitting with good people, chewing a fat, hugging, on to the next, share some food, share some whatever, and have a talk. Love and peace, and on to the next. I used to do this for years, guys. I'm telling you, I did. Now, get back to the foundation stones. Now, it would appear that they knew more about reality that they're letting on, and I think it's ritualistic magic laying the foundation stones that they got the whole building in their spell for whoever enters for time after. It's a bit like when they make a church and they sanctify or unsanctify in some cases the ground that the church is being made on or built on. Well, it's a similar sort of thing, but for them. It's pretty sinister, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. I won't go too deep with the photographs. I've got so many I could show you. I've got a good collection. I basically love architecture, as I'm sure you all know. So let's have a check of it, is it, guys? Remember, I will be back later with more busting of any sort of academia subject. We're doing geology, volcanoes, earthquakes, and subjection zones, and sort of tectonic movements this month. History as well, okay? It's all part of it, actually, guys. We're getting to an answer, I hope. So, Cornerstone. Other uses of cornerstone, disambiguous. Okay, cornerstone is the first stone set on a construction of a masonry foundation. Important, since all other stones will be set in reference to this stone. Well, that's true. Thus determining the position of the entire structure. Now, in the old Victorian aqueducts that I used to witness when I was a kid, one of them I watched get blown up, a 9-archer. Beautiful, beautiful viaduct. There's what's called a keystone. And it's one brick. If that brick was moved, the whole thing would collapse in. All the pressure's on that one stone. Over time, the cornerstone began. Don't know him. Over time, the cornerstone began a ceremonial masonry stone. So it's just magic or replica set in a prominent location on outside of the building with an inscription on the stone indicating the construction date of the building, the name of the architect building. I've got one outside the cornerstone. I think that's right. No, it's dark. The construction date of the building and the date of the architect builder. And it's exactly the same outside here. Okay, but we got a brass plaque. It's better than that. Well, no, that's really nice, actually. But it's good. It's got royal stuff on it. You know, establishment bollocks. I want to talk about establishments in a minute. They got problems. We got a thing introduced in Britain, guys, called the Universal Credit, and they told basically a couple of 100,000 of the population they won't be receiving any money because there's been a mess up till the middle of February. So people are going to be left all that length of time. So apparently the crime shot up 16.5%. Apparently nobody's going to have any money for Christmas. So what happens, guys, is the establishment won't actually give a fuck unless it affects them. Okay, so what's happening here, right, guys, basically is they're trying to get out Theresa May, because she's a thunderfuck, she's a nightmare, okay? And this universal credit is going to make crime go through the roof, and they're wishing and praying and hoping that the thieves, when they got nothing, don't come their way. That's their only fear. They don't care about us. Okay, it's the same with the automation of the human race. You know, they got these systems now where they reckon in the next 5 years that no human will be needed in a factory. So the slave class, okay, they're going to be on the streets. Okay, now this is, I could segue into Steve. You sent me a message about AI. I want to touch upon it, but it's going to be too much of a detractor from the journey I'm on. But it is part of what they're doing to us with the, you know, the androgenization and God Almighty, the demasculation, the everything of humanity. They're taking away the family unit and away from who we truly are. Okay, it just goes on and on and on. I could go on for hours about what they're doing to us. History. The ceremony involved the placing of offerings of grain, wine and oil under the stone. So it's magic. There is a symbol of the to produce and the people of the land, okay, means of their sustenance. And I get that. This in turn derives the practices still more ancient times, making of animal and human sacrifice. It's black magic, guys. These fuckers are using magic on the buildings that you go in. You go into a courthouse, you go into any of their fucking establishment buildings, and they got it covered. They got a whole cloak around that building of their evil shit and spell. It's what's going down. Prove it. No. Okay? Well, not proof, because a lot of you don't believe in the metaphysical realm, obviously, but I do. And these do too. Okay? These do too. Nowhere, perhaps, does the equivalent of the shadow to the life or soul come up more easy than in some customs practiced to this day in southeastern Europe or modern Greece, where the foundation of a new building is being laid. They will customly kill a cock, a ram, or a lamb, and let the blood flow over the foundation stone, under which the animal is after buried. They may be lying about what they're doing with our foundation stones. Look at this, the 1925 Cornerstone ceremony at Washington, D.C. Jewish Community Center. Any more they can tell us on there in a minute? But you get the idea, okay? But I think I'll read on. It says, well, people must die here. Okay. The builder entices the man to the foundation stone, secretly measures his body, or a part of it, or his shadow, and buries the measure under the foundation stone. Well, that's deeply, deeply black magic, guys. They're fucking with your shadow. You're in trouble. That's locking into the spirit. Or he lays the foundation stone upon the man's shadow. That is scary shit, guys. I never even knew they were doing that. It's believed that the man will die within a year. Yeah, he will. But as long as you don't find out. The Romanians and the Transylvanians think that the whole shadow is thus immured will die within 40 days. So persons passing by the building, which is, of course, erected, may hear a warning cry. This is sinister, dudes, isn't it? Beware lest they take thy shadow. Not long ago, there were still shadow traders whose business it was to provide architects with shadows necessary for securing their walls. Oh my God, this is one hell of an expose. They're doing black magic on the buildings. Thus, the custom of the substitute of the old practice of immuring a living person in the walls or crushing him into the foundation stone of the new building, which is why St. Petersburg is built on stones, which is why Paris, the citadel of Paris is built on bones. This is what's going on, guys. Ritualistic magic. Gangsters. Or crushing them under the foundation stone of a new building in order to give the strength and durability to the construction. Or more definitely, is that where all the dead are? or more definitely in order that the angry ghost may hunt the place and guard it against the intrusion of enemies. Sammy, good people. Oh, guys, it goes deep, this, obviously. Freemasonry. Freemasons sometimes perform the public cornerstone laying ceremony for notable buildings. This ceremony was described by a court examiner in January 13, 1865. Oh, this is creepy, guys. Why did I even go down this fucking field? I was walking along today, guys. Do you know when you have like things out of the ether and he just hit me in the head like I'm an image of fucking something 100 years ago, some butt mason laying a cornerstone in the church I was christened in because I was christened in that church. Maybe that's what it is, guys. The Creator letting me know what they did. Right, I don't want to touch too much in the ecclesiastical or the Freemasonry. You get the picture. The Freemasons, which go in a practice of stonemasonry, the initiate entered apprentice in the place of the northeast corner of the lodge is a figurative foundation stone. This is intended to signify the unity of the north associated with darkness and the east associated with light, the duality. We do like to do this, so exceptionally interesting. You may want to read that Deputy Principal Grand Master. Oh, I think I will actually. No, I won't. Okay, let's just get on a bit. So, what have I discovered so far in this post? I've discovered that they literally do black magic, putting cornerstones in our civic buildings. Okay, let's look local, my local area. So there's my church, where I was christened, 8-year-old. Church of the Resurrection. I can see it from up by the front. Well, just on the corner by there. It's just to the north of me. Now, 1933 was built. Now, I can't find the photographs of him. I've got photographs of them actually there, but none of them actually lay in the foundation stone. I'm sure they're in here somewhere. I can't believe of all of them Cardiff Yesterday pictures. There are in all of them books and not all online. So we got any. This is my local city, by the way, guys. And there's the church, the Resurrection, where I was christened. That's a synagogue in Liverpool. I've seen that before. Anyway, not the same to do with this post, but we'll carry on. Wow. What's the stars? What's the stars? It's a tree in between two houses. Okay. It looks a lot weirder than it actually is. Okay. A couple of weeks ago, I posted about the Eddystone Lighthouse. I don't know whether anyone noticed when it was demolished in this great storm of 1712. Unfortunately, when I examined it, somebody put me onto it. Did you notice? I think it was Steve again. Yeah. There's aerials on the roof, on the top. Aerials. I don't know what they're doing there. There's no radio at this era, not this time. Maybe I should dig them out later and show you. So there's no photos of Lord Trian laying said foundation stone. Unfortunately, what they give you on Google, I'm sure it's there somewhere. But let's get the idea of Victorian architecture in my city. Now, this used to be the old college. So what they've done, instead of knocking it down, they demolished the inner building. They left the front, the facade up. And they built a fucking skyscraper behind it. It's disgusting. This house is unbelievable to see. Tripping. I used to call it Chocolate Gatto House. Okay. But it's crammed with symbology. You got everything in here. You got the entwining snakes of the Kundalini. Now, you got the arches. You got the domes. You'll always get the domes in Victorian architecture. Now, the dome of where I'm actually never going in. That's the National Bullshit Museum of Wales. Never going to step foot inside that fucking place ever again in my in any life. Okay, I'm just not. So let's see if I can find what I'm exactly talking about. Now they keep knocking down awesome architecture, don't they? Okay, this is not even around anymore. Or is that my central library? I don't know, I'm going to keep it open because I can't even recognise that building and it's weirdly good. Okay, Now, my City Hall, you may have seen this in the past on my vlogs if you follow Flat Earth British. I went there rather recently, a month ago, where I got kicked out of the museum. But let's check out the Masonic symbology. This place was built around the 1909 mark. So what you got the dome. Okay, well let's just mag up and see what we can make out together, understanding symbols the best we can. Okay, now what you will always find as well is, let's have a look. So what we got here, so we've got a crescent moon and a star inside the moon. Instantly they're telling you the moon is close, because obviously a star can't go inside the moon, but you can see stars through the moon. It's transparent on occasion. This, well, I would say this is representative of possibly a seashell, aka the woman form, east. So they got the Muslim sign for east. Okay, oil. So that is an oil jar. So this is sort of representative of that story they just told us about sacrifice, isn't it? What they got for north and south. A sun for south. For north we have a star. Well, that'd be the Polaris. And another 2 stars above. Interesting. And what would appear to be a fish. A clock, maybe? Acorns. Pineal glands. They'll always put them in because they know we don't know. Well, we're learning now. Under south you've got grapes and don't know. But there's more than you'll know that you'll miss, because they have on cornices. Okay, they have intertwining, a twirl, which is the vortex, the three-dimensional vortex pattern of our plane, or system of our plane, and they've put it in. They put it in. This is the arch, obviously the dome. These are the pillars. Obviously, possibly the pillars that are below us. Or I could state that that's a reality. But what else have we got? Wish I could close up on that cornice a bit more. But it's quite an interesting building, nevertheless. It really is. Let me see what else I got here. Now this one is, it's just basically it's the Borough Arms. It's Melody Street in Cardiff, but it's an oldie. It's 1886. Okay. Now let's have a look at the architecture on this and see. Let me give us the domes again. Now these things here. Now I'm not going to do a very good job of explaining it, but my friends from explained it very well. You get a cut-off point on these, right? Well, basically, it's where the north and the south, the toroidal system sort of meets, and our plane. Okay, and I'll see if I can mag it up. But I don't want to go into the toroidal because it's a bit complex to couple into architecture. Although, Love of the Truth does it awesomely. There, you've got examples there where it will always intertwine. You get a lot of kundalini as well. I just want to get up on that pyramid apex, which is another Masonic thing. What we got in there? I can't really see. It appears to be some sort of flower. So we got there. We got a, well, I suppose the 3 feathers maybe. You'll always get the pillars. I don't know whether this is the Masonic pillars, the jockeying, and the other one, or I can't remember the name of, but I'm sure Lieutenant Path would know. So maybe you can make something out of it. See, I think to me this is representative, this cross here, of the flat earth. See, because you've got the centre point, express that now. There's so many clues. I'm sure a lot of you could make out a lot more than what I'm seeing just by this alone. This is just a pub in St Mary Street, but it's got quite cool, 1886 Victorian architecture. But it does. They always scream. When you understand flat earth, the flat earth model. It seems to be in all Victorian buildings, unfortunately. That's just on Cathedral Road, not far. And it's all of the Victorian buildings will show you the same things on their door arches, okay? You always get the dome, of course, and the pillars, but you should mag up on these cornices where they intertwine. Maybe I should have brought up Google, it would have been bloody better than gone magged right up close. Cardiff is a city of arcades. We have these. They are streets. They're covered over. And they're 100-year-old. We have them all over. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. There's a one with a balcony that hasn't changed in 100 years, and I'm going to take a camera and I'm going to take you up here, up this balcony here. It's a bit of a time travel. There it is. You walk across here and right round here, and there's all like sort of little old watch shops and stamp shops, and it's like another world in here, in this place. It hasn't changed in 100 years. I do more for the Welsh Tourist Board than the Welsh Tourist Board. I do. So, fromage. But you get the point, guys, don't you? They're using ritualistic magic in the Victorian buildings. They don't do anything like it. This is a Victorian building here. Okay, Cardiff is littered. We got so many of these townhouses. It's unbelievable. But next door, a new build. They're not using the geometry anymore. They're cutting it out. They've stopped it. They stopped it some time ago, and they're trying to eradicate it of the past. They got to leave what they got. They got to leave what they got. It's listed. It's protected. You know, that's I don't even know what that is. It's in my city. I've seen it. I can't remember. But then again, if I could mag up, that would be sweet. Oh, we can always touch upon it again, guys. Anyway, but you get the point of what I'm trying to say. And I have got a real love for architecture. That's one thing me and the love of the truth actually share. Well, apart from everything. I love the books, I love of literature, I love of the flat earth. I'm a moaning old get about the state of the nation. Yeah, really cool. I don't know what basically it says Benjamin Cheswick there. That's David Icke. We know what he was doing in a previous life. We keep doing this, but if I'm going to bring up some, we'll do this later. I'm going to get later along my journey, guys. I'll bring up some excellent examples of sacred geometry and flat earthness in their architecture. I'm just using buildings I know. This is what I call chocolate ghetto house because it looks like a gatto, alright, or a Black Forest gatto, but it's just smashed with Masonic symbology. Now, the entrance when I was working in stonemasonry to Castle Arcade, we actually basically scraped the paint off, right, using chemicals first, and it bubbled off, and then scraped it off, jetted it off with washers, and literally it was green paint, red paint, blue paint, and every layer you were going back another decade maybe, and we went right back to the Barstow of 1888. It's like a time travel. They kept that at the Philharmonic. It's just reopened. 1876. That's an oldie. Angel Hotel. But I've got many photographs to share with you guys. This is my Queen Street station, which they knocked down for some fucking reason, and replaced it with a piece of shit. I know why, because they didn't want railway travellers to be really comfortable and under roofs and having a nice cup of tea, because they're not going to get in their motor cars, you see. So they made it uncomfortable somewhere along the line for railway stations, so people felt the need to go to, where's all the people? Felt the need to get in their cars. It all works out together, these people, guys, they all work together. Okay, so some of the old buildings of my city, my mother worked in there, so and the old trams, which I remember and I did love. Unfortunately, they used to come off the wires and it'd stop in the middle of the road, and the driver had to get out with this long cable and hook it back on again. But they were comfortable and they were quick. They stopped when I was about 8, something like that, and that was probably the one I even went on, because I was on Cobbage Road, which is outside my window. So they've smashed all this, like the buildings fucking shit everywhere. They got a new in the centre city, a new BBC complex, and it was in the papers the other day. They reckon in the daytime, in this one complex alone, outside Cardiff Central Station, there will be 20,000 people working. Oh, no, it's a nightmare, isn't it? You just keep on doing it. Now, they put this outside my puke library. Okay, now we had a lovely library, it was beautiful, but for some reason they moved it. Can anybody work out the symbology of this circle and this spiky thing? What it means? Is it our circular earth and the Mount Meru, maybe? In the centre? They keep doing it with their, they sneak in Alpha Tower. What a puke fucking building. Skyscrapers can be either beautiful or exceptionally ugly. But I noticed Birmingham's going up. In one of these buildings, I think it might be that one there, looks like, Jury's Hotel, we will be in April to bring you the Flat Earthers Convention 2018. Okay, so I hope you enjoy that. This is on top of Burger King. It's a secret room and they won't let you in there. But the Victorians, why did they have everything such high quality and everything exceptional and now everything is poo? We're going backwards for sure. So last time you've seen anything like that built, guys. The Arab room. And this was outside my castle. This was Duke Street. And basically, this got knocked down around 1903-4. And just made a grass outside. And a big sort of thing. You may have seen me doing a vlog standing outside this wall. Well, this is the street that was there. Obviously, long gone. I like these before and after pictures of cities where you live. Like, it's really interesting. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you much longer, guys. Obviously, it's been a long little post. But so to think about using black magic on our buildings, using ritual sacrifice to put a spell on the building you're in. Makes you wonder what the hell they've done with all of reality. They usually, you can't really deny. I just read it up. That's the official narrative that they were doing. All right, maybe they're not doing blood sacrifice now. Maybe. Maybe not in this country. Maybe. So look under your altar. Anyway, let's have a look here. What we got here? We're going to be going now. I'm sure this video's running about an hour or something. So what we got here? What we got here? Anything? Oh, it's a Glastonbury ritual where they all go sliding in the mud. See him? That is the arch druid, boss of the druids, and you better not show his face in front of me again. I fucking murdered that guy. You're right, fucking pedo. I'm not joking either. He's a knob. Anyway, peace and love, and I'll see you all on the scene later. Okay. Martin Liedke7@gmail.com if you need me. Look out next week because I'm quite looking forward to seeing how my basically I've been doing some work or doing a big flat earth write-up, and I've been spending 2 days doing it, and I've been basically going in quite deep to try and make it sound good for the public. Okay, now the journalist has basically wanted some information for herself, so I sent her some books and some information because she's finding the subject highly interesting, obviously. And so that'll be coming up next week, so keep an eye out. I'll be looking forward to that, alright? Well, maybe not, but I got a feeling this is going to go well this time. Okay, I just got a feeling. So, peace and love. Flat Earth British, watching Glastonbury, chilling out with these peeps. I will be going live, but tonight in about actually 2 hours time, I want to check out on Globebusters and have a little look around the scene and go on the comments and check out with you guys. Okay, more coming on history busting, more coming on my next one, which is basically we're going to look into how this place works. One of the questions was asked to me on talk radio, coincidence, and yesterday or the day before by a journalist was, what's underneath us? Well, if the coal mine only went 8 miles down, we can't really know where they say they know what's inside, but the seismographs only go for a certain depth, and to be honest, they show anything. They have no idea, really. They only go down, considering that the mantle is supposed to be, so thin compared to that outer crust of that ball. They can't even go nowhere near into that. And as I said earlier in my earlier post, they sort of tell you there's more water locked in the mantle than in the oceans, Oh, is there? They make a lot of shit up, don't they? But it's a fact that the water is locked underneath because obviously President Gaddafi, or Gaddafi Duck, found a larger reservoir underneath the Sahara Desert and pumped it all the way to his lovely people in Tripoli. Unfortunately, the US military bombed the shit out of that because they didn't want him being cool to his people because he was cool as fuck. Alright, that's the truth. There is water underneath. They know how to find it. But what's further down? Couldn't possibly imagine. What causes earthquakes? I couldn't possibly tell you. Not yet. I can give you theories when I delve deeper, guys, but what I can say is it's connected with subjection zones, it's connected with these recent sort of, if you see these recent mud floods that yesterday, I'll put it up because Wise have done an awesome video, but there's a photograph of a modern day mud flow in, I think it was China, yes, China, and that will give you an idea of how these sort of, it could be working. I'm saying it's not that way, but it just could be another way. Okay, but the one that's presented to us is bullshit. 100%, guys. We're not on rafts floating. And if you want to believe that you are, and you believe you're on a ball, then you have to concede that centrifuge, in this case, doesn't actually work, centrifugal force, because if you're obviously all on, floating on lava beds, they all gather around the equator, all land masses, and they're not, are they? They're just not. Peace and love, people. I'll see you on the scene. As I said, mountleague7gmail.com if you need me for anything. Don't hesitate to write. I want to thank people who be sending me all my stuff. Like I got so many of you, Tabby, Vinegar Strokes. Do you know what that means, actually? It means something completely different, Vinegar Strokes does in Cardiff. Don't want to go into it, really. Marilyn Wisby, so many of you who send me cool ass comments. Pickies and info to put on my channel, but I can't put it all on there, guys, but keep it coming when I find a time. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, awesome. You lot, awesome. I got the best subs in the world, but you already know that. Peace and love, guys. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.